Seems
That's
like
a lot. It's going to be a lot. I thought this was going to be a quick video.
Well, no, there's just a lot of
information
out there.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of The HOSA Way. That's Sam.
That's Mark.
Number one, first off, congratulations to all our regional competitors, the judges, the advisors, and everybody who pitched in. What an incredible season. One of the coolest parts, none of them were canceled. How we can get through a regional season without one being canceled is just...
Close calls.
Divine. Yeah, definitely. Some close calls.
Did it.
Okay, give me a highlight. When you think of HOSA Regionals 2024-25, what do you think of?
So we had a testing team this year.
Yes.
It was made up of some high school...
Four volunteer high school students.
Volunteer high school students who needed some NHS hours. So we said, hey, come along and we'll teach you how to run large testing areas. And it was a true game changer.
It was awesome. Thanks,
there was
guys.
one region that they weren't able to go to, and we felt that in the sense of just how the testing efficiency or lack thereof, that was just a really, really fun. And they were also just really fun to get to know and hang out because Mark and I aren't high schoolers, believe it or not. And so it was actually fun to hang out with some young kids.
It did define this season as different than years past.
Yeah.
In a really good way.
Yeah. Thanks to them. And so that was one of my highlights.
If you had to guess how many students we had at regionals more than last year, what would your guess be?
300.
So last year we had 6,233 students go to a regional conference and participate. This year we had 7,300 students participate. That is a difference up. Drum roll, please. 1,067 students more than last year, which is absolutely awesome. So hats off to our teachers and our new programs and everybody who was involved in that one. We're just trying to get more people into healthcare, get more students and members doing some leadership skills and becoming more qualified employees in whatever field you go into. But it doesn't stop with regionals. That's the best part. We go on to the state leadership conference.
Yes, as you are all aware.
The very first one we have is the middle school. Talk to us about that.
So the registration deadline for the middle school only state conference is February 15th. The middle school state conference is going to be March 15th at Detroit Country Day School. It will follow a very similar format to last year. It's almost like a regional, but we do have a keynote speaker in the beginning, and we are trying... What?
Danya is going to speak after the events before the awards.
Oh, well, okay, whatever. It'll follow a similar format to last year's middle school state conference, and it's also very similar to a regional format.
Yeah.
We will have an opening session, competitive events will happen, we will provide lunches and a conference t-shirt, so you will want to make those options when you're registering students for the conference.
Okay, but what you do need to know, there is an information packet that is available, sent out in this week's Synapse and also available online.
It's $45 per person. That includes advisors, students, and any parents, chaperones who would like the lunch, the t-shirt. All of this is linked in the Synapse and on the middle school state conference page, www.michiganhosa.org/middleschoolslc. Lastly, digital upload information is also available. I believe the upload deadline for middle schools February 22nd.
So on to the high school state leadership conference, kind of a lot of things we already said. There's event modifications. There are digital upload things that you need to know and deadlines. Yep. There is a SLC advisor guide. Right. And all that's included in the Synapse and online. Some people have been asking about the Anatomage tournament. Anatomage are those digital tables, and you point out different anatomy things, and they put on a tournament. It's not a competitive event that's offered by Michigan HOSA. They do it completely all themselves and hand out medals and stuff like that. But it is available again this year at the Michigan HOSA State Leadership Conference. It is open to anybody, and you can form a team. You don't even have to form a team with people from your school. Right. You could collect other people from other schools schools and say, hey, you want to get on the same team together.
Is there also an advisor one?
Advisors can put a team together.
Okay, so we've also been asked like tentative schedules. We won't know the final schedule until after the registration deadline, March 15th, plus a few days.
Yes.
Because there's a lot that happens from March 15th and on. Okay, what about the ATC tests and the recognition events? They're not a HOSA competitive event. We offer that online only. On March 29th, you can take any of those tests from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They're open note, open book. You can take them at home. You do not have to do it at school. You do not need a proctor for this. It is simply a recognition event. Same with actual recognition events such as Barbara James Service Award, HOSA Happenings, HOSA Service Project. Those are state-only events, and you can do an ATC test. You can do as many as you want. Same with a recognition event, and you can do them by themselves or in addition to a competitive event.
To the one competitive event that you'll do at the state conference.
Correct.
So those ATC testing and the recognition, you can do every last one of them if you want, and they're all free. But we don't recognize that at the state leadership conference. Well,
I just want that to be clear, because it's like, okay, so then if I'm taking the Barbara James Service Award, but I'm also attending the state leadership conference with my school for whatever reason, you have to sign up for both.
Hey, some of you guys signed up for the band app for regionals. We were able to give updates, put the schedule on, appointment times. We're doing the same thing for the state leadership conference. So please subscribe to that. There will be a lot more updates that come through that while we're at the state conference. So anything like, hey, it's time to pick up your health career display. There has been a room change for this. It's all going to come through the band app. Please subscribe to that. Sign up for the Michigan HOSA State Leadership Conference band.
The other reason why you want to sign up for the band app is because if you are doing a skill event, we will post what skills will be evaluated for health professions and emergency preparedness events at 10 p.m. the night before on the band app. Oh, lastly, the advisors, we have 2 options for the advisor apparel this year. In the information packet,
one of the women's cardigan will look like this.
It's a ladies cardigan, but it's open to anybody who wants it.
There you go.
And then we also have a unisex full zip.
That's right. Open to female,
anyone who wants it.
Anybody who wants it.
So whatever your preference is. On the state conference pages, the middle school and the high school one, there's a FAQs at the bottom. A lot of questions that you might have about states are answered on those bottom FAQs.
And some you don't even know you have yet, but others have asked for you. Check that out and you might say, oh wow, that was a good question. I didn't even think to ask that. We are so grateful for you and all the work you guys are doing out there. Please let us know if you have any questions, but we just love you guys. Thanks so much. And that's the HOSA way. You didn't ask me what my highlights were.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was... I don't care. No, what were your highlights of regional?
Well, I think talking to the UP regional advisors, the UP conference, that was really fun. We got to hear about the history of Brooks' house.
It's haunted.
It's haunted.
No, it's not haunted.
She doesn't think so.
It's just the previous owner died in there.
Yeah.
But she doesn't think it's haunted.
Froze to death. Because she didn't... It's a long story, obviously.
Long story. Ask her about it sometime. Also about Lori's
life
DNA,
history.
history.
Totally weird. Not weird.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Great conversations up in the UP this year.
Yeah. It was fun.
Good stuff. That was one of my highlights. Every regional has its highlights, though. I think they're really good. It's fun to see all the teachers and stuff. So. Oh, the Dakota award ceremony. I know you weren't in there, but that was electric. That was absolutely awesome.
That's what everyone says.
The Region 4 award ceremony was it was a night conference, which was helpful, and it was in an auditorium that was really helpful, and it was just so cool. It was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, for it being that region was different all around, different location than years past. It was a night conference versus a day conference. It was a Friday night versus a Saturday. So everyone kind of went in there being like, I don't know what the heck to expect, but it went really well. Yeah. And I've heard from a lot of people the award ceremony was so fun.
It was. It was neat. This may or may not be included in the video, but if it is, we are thinking about redoing regions next year. Yeah.
So we have a lot of plans to take to our Michigan HOSA board because, as you know, we are experiencing growth, which is phenomenal, but we also realize that our regions are very disproportionate.
Right. Like the one we had last week was 625 people. The
Very
first one we
first
had
one we
was
had.
1,400 people.
I mean, we might potentially be adding a region as well. We're also trying, like, we can't just keep adding regions because otherwise Mark and I will never have a Saturday again in our life. Maybe be rearranging regions, what schools go in what region. So stay tuned for that. The t-shirt. But that's all. I did not land that.
Okay. And the t-shirt. Okay. Period. And spread the word. That is one of the things we want to do for next year is we want another 1,000 more because it's just really good stuff and healthcare needs it.
Yeah.
Sam's like, no! But for real, it's really great.
No, I think it's great.
If we need to hire another person, we'll do
No,
it.